Breaking today, Meghan Markle pushes back against her Diana death stunt in Paris. No wonder. Prince William, we're told, is so horrified, so mortified.
Meghan Markle made her Paris Fashion Week debut, and there was this awkward interaction with the Balenciaga creative director. Let's look at this. It's so cringe to watch, isn't it? Very so awkward.
This video, designed to mentally torture her husband as she drove near the scene of his mother's death, proves categorically we are dealing with a deeply twisted and troubled individual.
Paris, camera flashes, Balenciaga, photographers waiting for the Queen's big return that didn't happen. Everyone believed this would be Meghan Markle's coming back. Her I'm important, and you must notice me moment. The Duchess of Hollywood, the boss of Fashion Week, the one who'd make every hater quiet with one awesome pose. But when she stepped through those clear doors in Paris, the room stopped. No shocked sounds, no clapping, no breathing, just a quietness so strong you could hear the sound of a single shoe echo across the floor. One fashion expert whispered, you could sense the coldness drop when she walked in. No hugs, no smiles, no, you look beautiful. Only eyes staring, deciding. And that's when the whispers began. Whispers that became into a hurricane. Because behind the fancy curtains and clothing maker smiles, people inside said something no one wanted to say on video. Something that made this Paris return unforgettable for all the bad things. What actually happened in Paris? And why are folks saying the Duchess didn't just lose her sparkle, she lost her crown?
When I look at Meghan Markle and these videos and pictures from Paris, she seems kind of drugged out. She seems kind of faded, a little bit like this and that. I don't know if she's jet lagged.
See, Paris is mean. It forgives cockiness. It forgives trouble, but it never forgives fakeness. And that night, Paris didn't see a queen. It saw an acting show. To the photographers outside, Meghan performed it perfectly. Had high, smile steady. That special confidence that once made Buckingham shake. But inside, magazine people avoided her. Fashion experts turned away. The same clothing bosses who once fought for pictures were suddenly scared of closeness. Even the camera people, usually obsessed, looked bored. One person inside said it best. It wasn't fancy. It was uncomfortable acting. But here's where it gets darkly funny. Because according to people backstage, the trouble wasn't just the quietness. It was the odor.
Meghan Markle, look at her face. Furious because she's being ignored.
Let's begin with what people backstage name the smell problem. Multiple fashion experts promised the same thing. Meghan's arrival came with a cloud. One called it cheap perfume and nervousness. Another said the beauty team was spraying everything like their jobs needed on it. Even the makeup workers looked tired. Someone joked, you can fix makeup. You can't fix that odor. Mean, maybe, but this is Paris. Rumors move faster than perfume in the air. By the time Meghan left the building, no one was whispering about Balenciaga's clothing. They were whispering about her.
But fans are slamming Meghan for this, calling her the Duchess of Hypocrisy for attending Balenciaga's show, seeing as there was a lot of controversy around this brand and an ad that was seen as quite creepy that involved children.
Then came the borrowed clothes. Days later, the truth spilled. That head-to-toe Balenciaga look, not given, not even sized, borrowed, returned, tag still attached. In fashion, that's not a detail, that's a diss. Designers gift to stars they trust in. They lend to those they don't believe yet. For Meghan, a duchess who once turned the world into her runway, this was embarrassment disguised as hot fashion. No tailoring, no special fit, just borrowed cloth and borrowed time.
Who invited her? How did she get there? I've heard she was a +1. She wasn't even an invitee of the house. Is that true?
No, she's definitely invited by the house because she was wearing their fashion.
But the real coldness came with the tunnel moment. Because when people said Meghan took a drive through the tunnel, they didn't mean cars. They meant that tunnel, the Pont de l'Alma, the same place Princess Diana lost her life. At first, people called it accident. Then her own group said she didn't know. Didn't know the woman who learned Diana's life like homework, who repeated her interviews and watched her funeral on repeat. Please. People inside whispered she recorded herself there on purpose to mix the line between herself and Diana. If that's true, this wasn't fashion. It was craziness. But that wasn't the weirdest part. I think she's evil. I think she's evil. I think you might be right. Then social media exploded. Twitter renamed it #the Paris disaster. TikTok videos split-screen Diana's last photos with Meghan's entrance at Balenciaga. One joke read, Diana walked in love, Meghan walked in PR. Another, Paris doesn't forgive fake. It frames them. Comment boxes turned into war zones. Some defended her. She's reclaiming history. Others dragged her. She's recycling it. Would you believe her if you saw that video? Comment below, because the irony hit hard. The same woman who blamed British newspapers for Diana's death was now partnering with CBS. The same American channel that bought and showed photos of Diana's final moments. That's not a coincidence. That's Hollywood math.
She's doing this deliberately. Okay, this is a sociopathic woman, in my opinion. She's probably trying to trigger Harry. But Meghan Markle, she's just really full of crap to be riding around Paris at night with her legs up in the back of a car, knowing your husband's mother famously died in the back of a car without a seatbelt on, allegedly in Paris.
And then the whispers turned into walls. Doors closed. Phone stopped ringing. Designers ghosted her. The fashion return became a warning shot. Balenciaga didn't roll out red carpets. They rolled up bills. PR people inside revealed she wasn't invited as a guest of honor. She'd been placed in last minute through a favor. Think about that. A duchess once worth millions in PR value now begging for entry. Meanwhile, behind the smiles, her team was panicking. The Netflix deal had cooled off. Spotify was gone. The podcast kingdom collapsed, and every brand meeting ended with one quiet phrase. She's not trending the way she used to. Paris didn't just reject Meghan's fashion, it rejected her story. Because Paris doesn't reward fakeness, it shows it. And that week, it exposed Meghan completely.
To make it even worse, then she makes this face where it's an obvious pouting like a little girl, a 6-year-old. She makes this face because she's being ignored.
Let's be honest, this wasn't about a fashion show. It was about personality. For years, Meghan built herself out of borrowed pictures. Diana's compassion, the Queen's grace, Hollywood's shine. But under those lights, every trick cracked. She once told Oprah she wanted privacy, then called the photographers herself. She said she never Googled Harry, yet planned their meeting months in advance. Every opposite piled higher than her heels that night. And in Paris, the city that worships realness, people finally saw the difference between royalty and copy. The same woman who claimed she didn't know about the tunnel was now trying to film her way through it. And when she left the show, the applause wasn't loud. It was polite, controlled, final.
Samantha Markle, Meghan's sister, posted, "Is it true that my sister was doing selfies in the tunnel where Diana died? That's what I'm hearing." Now that would be a really sick example of being a disaster to her.
By the time Meghan's car pulled away, Paris had spoken without saying a word. She came to reclaim her throne. She left exposed under the lights because Diana's glow came from love. Meghan's came from planning. And that's the problem with mirrors. They reflect everything, even the breaks. Maybe she thought Paris would crown her again. Instead, it stripped her bare. The woman who once demanded privacy ended up getting what she feared most, silence. So what do you think? Was Paris cruel or was it karma? Comment your theory below. And if you love your dramas served cold, subscribe because this story is just getting started.